Hi, Grey Tiger here. First up, I'd like to thank all those who have subscribed and commented these past few months. It's great to know that people are enjoying my content. I set myself a modest goal of 200 subscribers by the end of the year, which I must say I'm fairly close to. Now, if you have not yet subscribed, then I'll give you a moment for you to do so. Thanks. So, on with the video, looking at everyone's favourite aspect of the game, siege battles. Perhaps the thing that needs the biggest overhaul for Game 3, even more so than the current broken horde mechanic. Now, the sieges in Warhammer unfortunately become more of a chore as the game progresses, and it doesn't help that there are so few siege maps, and they all pretty much play the same. There are a number of issues that plague the sieges, which need to be addressed in Game 3. Firstly, the maps are very small and limited in scope, and mainly only allow attack from a single direction. I can understand some forts and settlements, like dwarf holds, only having a single approach, but practically every map is limited in this way. I would love to see the maps expanded in size, with multiple elevations, several tiers of walls, and multiple approaches become the norm in Game 3. In addition, on these larger maps would be multiple deployment areas for both attacker and defender, with the defender having the option to place units outside the walls, for more tactical options such as flanking the attacking forces. The efforts by GCCM team go a long way to fixing some of the issues with maps, but due to the limitations of the Siege AI currently, they can fall short in gameplay, even though many of them look absolutely fantastic. Now, currently, artillery is very limited in siege defense, as it is unable to be used on your settlement walls. I do not know the reason for this decision, if it is a limitation in the engine or a design choice in the interest of balance. But regardless, I feel that this limitation needs to be addressed. This issue also needs to be resolved for Skaven, as their weapon teams cannot currently fire off the walls, which makes them useless in the initial defense until the enemy is broken through. If the limitation is for balance reasons, then I understand. But if that is the case, why not have this ability as an upgrade feature of the settlement that the player has to earn? This way, the balance is only disrupted when the player has put effort and resources into the upgrade, which may be spent on armies. Speaking of settlement upgrades, I think they are far too limited at present, with just the option for increasing the power of towers and having walls. I would like to see this expanded to include additional upgrades, such as increased gate strength, boiling oil, inner walls, increased ammo stocks, moats, among others. Now, these upgrades could be specialized per faction, with Skaven having warp lightning traps, dwarfs having defensive runes, or other races having magical wards. As part of the additional upgrade options, it would be nice to have more control over the units in your garrison, rather than it being tied directly to your buildings in the settlement. The argument could be made that this would be open to abuse by players having doom stacks in their settlements, but in a single player game, if the player wants to spend resources on defending their settlements in that way, then why not let them? If it's their idea of fun, have at it. Now, one major aspect that we have not touched on yet is the AI. Currently, it struggles to make logical decisions when under attack, such as standing on the walls, or just behind them, and letting the player bombard them with artillery without moving. The AI needs to recognize when to withdraw deeper into the settlement, perhaps to the inner walls if we are lucky enough to get them added, out of range of enemy artillery, or when to sally out with fast-moving troops to engage artillery pieces. The AI seems hell-bent on manning the walls no matter the cost, even if that cost is the bulk of their forces. Now, another issue which the AI suffers from in all battle types is wasting all of its ammo on targets that it has very little chance of hitting. This can easily be cheesed, heavily shifting the balance of power in the battle. Perhaps only AI units with a chance above a specific threshold would fire at these targets, and then only continue to do so if they have any effect. Along with the AI issues, there are several bugs that have plagued the game for some time that need to be addressed. The most annoying of which is the gate bug, where the gate will open and any troops you have attacking the gate will find themselves pulled across the threshold and either locked inside when the gate closes or split, with part of the unit inside and another outside. If engaged by the enemy in this state, then they are effectively lost. The other annoying bug is the enemy retreating through your settlement to the exits at the rear of the map. All attacking units should retreat out of the settlement before looking for the closest exit from the battlefield. This bug's most annoying aspect is, of course, when the fleeing units manage to rally behind your forces. There are other issues, such as the limitations on magic targeting units on the walls, and the fact that units, like spiders, can't climb the walls, and ethereal units can't phase through them. Now, if allowing these units to perform these actions is too powerful, then have additional upgrades that the player can purchase, such as magical wards on the walls to prevent ethereal units walking through, or some tar substance on the walls to stick spiders in place. Going forward, I would love to see Creative Assembly take some inspiration from the map making community, or perhaps add some of the best maps into the game with improved AI. With each new DLC release, it would also be great to get a new settlement map for the starting location of the legendary lords. Now, I realise this would of course take additional development time and resources, but if new siege maps that were true to lore and had interesting gameplay were added, then I would like to think that the community would accept a longer DLC development cycle. Well, there we have it. Sieges are certainly a contentious subject, so please let me know what you want to see for sieges in Game 3. Now, I'll end the video with a quick shout out to my patron, Hot Apple Pie. Good on you, mate. I'm Grey Tiger, and I'll see you next time.